So Samsung have finally had their summer 2024 Galaxy Unpacked event in Paris, and wow, they finally introduced us to all of their new wearables with a focus on Galaxy AI. And I'm quite interested now to try out all of the new wearables ranging from the Galaxy Watch Ultra, the Galaxy Watch 7, and of course the much hyped Galaxy Ring. Now they've also made some updates to the Samsung Health app, and in this video I'll go over all of the key features, specs and updates for the new wearables introduced by Samsung. Okay, so I'll cut to the chase and jump straight to the Galaxy Watch Ultra. I mean, this thing looks like an absolute unit. When it comes to the design, I'm not so sure about it. It's not a circle like a classic Galaxy Watch, but it's also not a square or a rectangle like an Apple Watch. And I feel like there were two designers engineering and designing the Watch Ultra. One designer wanted to go for a proper circle, the other wanted to go for a square, and they just couldn't agree on it, so they compromised on this kind of squircle. This is probably the end result of that argument, and I'm not 100% sold on it yet, but I'll give Samsung the benefit of the doubt, and when I do receive it, I'll test it out, be unbiased and open to the design. It may grow on me, it may not. I'll give you my full in-depth review when I do receive it. And overall, I think it looks quite heavily inspired by the Apple Watch Ultra. And when it comes to pricing, the Galaxy Watch Ultra is going to cost $649 or £599. And when it comes to color options, there's three options for the case. So you've got the titanium gray, there's the titanium white, and then there's the titanium silver. And when it comes to bands, there's three options again. There's the orange, dark gray and white. Now when it comes to sizing, there's only one size available, which is 47mm, and when it comes to connectivity, there's only one option available, which is LTE capable. Now as the name suggests, the Galaxy Watch Ultra is geared towards adventure seekers as well as performance athletes, and it's kind of like the Android alternative to an Apple Watch Ultra. Now the casing for the Galaxy Watch Ultra is going to be made of titanium with some cushion design inserts, and Samsung claim that this is their toughest Galaxy Watch ever. So it's capable of up to 10 atmosphere water resistance, which is good for surface level swimming and snorkeling. But remember, this is not a proper diving watch. It's also got IP68 dust as well as water ingress protection, and it's also apparently been tested to the US military standards. So from the looks of it, it's going to be quite durable as well as robust. So Samsung made quite a big deal about the dual frequency GPS antenna within the Galaxy Watch Ultra. So they're claiming minimal loss of information as well as accurate location tracking. Now I'll be testing the GNSS accuracy of the Galaxy Watch Ultra against the Polar Grit X2 Pro, which also has dual frequency location tracking. Now you can also apparently load GPX routes onto the Galaxy Watch Ultra, get detailed navigation directions on the watch itself, as well as track your route back on the map. Now I did mention the size of the Galaxy Watch Ultra twice in this video, and that's because of the massive battery in it, which is 590 mAh capacity, and it's good for 100 hours in power saver mode as claimed by Samsung, and that's just over 4 days. And in exercise power saving mode, Samsung are claiming that it can last for 48 hours. Now I'm not quite sure what the exercise power saving mode means, so I'll put the battery life of the Galaxy Watch Ultra to a proper test when I do receive it. And just to compare the claimed battery life of the Galaxy Watch Ultra, I've been using the Polar Grit X2 Pro for the last few weeks, and this thing is geared towards performance athletes as well as adventure seekers, and it lasts for close to 10 days in smartwatch mode. So the battery life on the Galaxy Watch Ultra is not claimed to be industry leading by any means. Now the other new thing in the Galaxy Watch Ultra is the new 3nm processor, which Samsung are claiming is 3 times faster than the previous CPU, and this is going to result in more power as well as battery efficiencies. Now the other big news surrounding the Watch Ultra as well as the Watch 7 is the introduction of Google's Wear OS 5, and these are going to be the first smartwatches in the world to receive this new software. Now, Samsung made quite a big deal about cyclists and how they can measure their functional threshold power, or FTP, in just under 4 minutes. Now that's quite a big deal because traditionally that kind of test has taken more than 60 minutes to firstly do the test and then get the results from a dedicated calculator. And Samsung are claiming that you can connect the Galaxy Watch Ultra to a bike power meter, and the Galaxy Watch along with Galaxy AI will do all of the number and data crunching to give an FTP number within 4 minutes. Now that is truly amazing, but I will be testing out the accuracy of that FTP when I do receive the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Now with the new watch, Samsung are of course introducing a new bioactive sensor as well, and they're claiming a higher heart rate as well as blood oxygen level monitoring in the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Now the other big news around the Galaxy Watch Ultra is that it's going to be capable of measuring blood pressure, and that's approved in the EU, with the ECG being FDA cleared in the US. Now Samsung said that Galaxy AI is not just going to be used in the background to do all of the number and data crunching for performance metrics as well as statistics. It's also going to be available for things like analyzing messages in a chat and then suggesting quick replies on the watch itself. So you can reply to your friends, families, or colleagues in the right tone. And that's actually really cool, and I'm really keen to see how that works in reality. Oh, and they also mentioned that the Watch Ultra is the first of its kind of wearable that is approved for detecting sleep apnea. Now, the other big thing around sports features is the capability to track multi-sports. So you can kick off a triathlon, duathlon, aquathlon, or just create your own challenge depending on what you're in the mood for. Now the screen is going to be made of sapphire crystal glass, so I'm expecting really good durability. And when night falls, the watch automatically switches to night mode and can preserve your night vision. Now, when it comes to safety features, there's the usual stuff like emergency SOS and fall detection, but there's also a powerful siren now going to be built into the Watch Ultra, which can give out a loud sound up to 86 decibels that can be heard to, I think, 180 meters or so. So that's really good in emergency situations. Okay, let's move on to the Galaxy Watch 7. And on the surface, it looks like an incremental update to the Galaxy Watch 6, but I actually wanted to point out some key features and specs that are actually quite similar to the Galaxy Watch Ultra. But before we jump into that, I just wanted to point out the color options, the pricing, as well as the connectivity options in the Watch 7. So you've got two size options. One is a 40mm case and the next one is a 44mm. The 40mm smaller option is going to cost $300 whilst the 44mm version is going to cost $330. And the color options kind of depend on the size you go for. So for the 40mm option, you've got green as well as cream, whereas for the 44mm you've still got the green, but the second color option is now silver. And when it comes to bands, there's three options: there's fabric, sport, and athleisure, and this is quite similar on the UK website as well. And when it comes to connectivity, there's two options available. One is Bluetooth and the next one is Bluetooth plus LTE. Okay, so let's talk about some of the differences between the Watch 7 and the Watch Ultra. Firstly, it's the design of the casing or the body. In the Watch 7, it's going to be made of aluminium, which is different to the titanium being used in the Watch Ultra. So it's still going to be robust, but maybe not as durable as the Watch Ultra. Now, there's also differences in the battery capacities. So the smaller 40mm Galaxy Watch 7 is going to have a 300 mAh battery, which I don't have really high hopes for. And the larger 44mm version is going to have a capacity of 425 mAh. Now, when it comes to similarities between the two, the screen or the display is still going to be made of sapphire crystal glass, so similar durability to the Watch Ultra. It's also going to come with Google's Wear OS 5, so that's really good from a software point of view. It's also going to have Galaxy AI, so it's got all of the smart messaging functionalities. It's still going to do the same number and data crunching in the background, as well as all of the fancy AI stuff on the watch itself. So the Galaxy Watch 7 will also come with the dual frequency GNSS location tracking, so I'm fully expecting the Watch 7 to perform similar to the Watch Ultra when it comes to location tracking, but I will put that to the test in the next few weeks. Oh, and the Galaxy Watch 7 is also going to have the same IP68 ingress protection for water as well as dust resistance, and it has also been tested to the same US military standard. Now, one thing to note there is that the Galaxy Watch 7 is good for only 5 atmosphere water resistance, whereas the Galaxy Watch Ultra is good for 10 atmosphere water resistance, so you can go a bit deeper with the Galaxy Watch Ultra compared to the Galaxy Watch 7. Now, the Galaxy Watch 7 is still going to have access to the Samsung Health app, still have access to the same Galaxy AI doing the number and data crunching and providing some useful feedback and recommendations. So if you think about it, the Galaxy Watch 7 actually packs quite a lot of the useful features from the Galaxy Watch Ultra. So it's going to be really interesting to test and compare both of them together. Okay, so let's talk about one of the most exciting and anticipated wearables of 2024, the Samsung Galaxy Ring. Now the ring seems to have this concave shape around it, which is presumably to protect the main surface. And speaking of surface, the main body of the ring is going to be made of titanium. So again, it's going to be robust and durable. But I'm interested in seeing how well it does in terms of scratches and scuffs, because the Aura as well as the Ultra Human Ring were absolute scratch magnets. Okay, so let's talk about colors, pricing and sizing of the Galaxy Ring. Now there's 3 colors available for the ring. There's titanium black, there's titanium silver and there's titanium gold. And on the Samsung US website, I can already see a delay in the shipping of the titanium gold version. So maybe that's one of the most popular options right now at launch being pre-ordered. Now when it comes to pricing, the Galaxy Ring is going to cost $400 and Samsung made it a point to emphasize in their event that there's going to be no subscription fees at all. And that was actually met by quite a big cheer from the audience. I mean, take that, Aura. Now this Aura ring is not just expensive, but it's also got a subscription fee attached to it. I mean, I'm absolutely against paywalls, especially if the data is being collected for free by all of these manufacturers. So thanks Samsung for not sticking a subscription fee, at least for now. When it comes to sizing, Samsung are going to send a sizing kit to every customer for free, and they recommend that you wear this for 24 to 48 hours before submitting your final size to Samsung, and that's the size that they will actually ship to you. Samsung say that the Galaxy Ring is also going to be powered by Galaxy AI, but given there's no screen to interact or interface with, I believe the Galaxy AI algorithm and all the number and data crunching is going to be done in the background within the Samsung Health app rather than on the ring itself. Now the Galaxy Ring can be worn on your finger 24/7, just like other ring-based wearables. So whether you're doing an activity, working out, going about your day, sleeping, or whatever else you're doing. And Samsung said that the battery life is going to be good for up to 7 days. Now do keep in mind that the smaller the ring size, the slightly lower the battery capacity. There's going to be 3 sensors for tracking your sleep, activity, heart rate, and much more. So the Galaxy Ring is also going to have an accelerometer to automatically track body movements without pressing any buttons, and Samsung said that it can detect walks as well as runs automatically. Now there's also going to be a skin temperature sensor, and it looks like it's going to measure fluctuations in temperatures once it has measured a baseline over a few nights of sleep. And this is going to be quite useful for things like cycle prediction as well as understanding influences of temperature on the quality of your sleep. Now the Galaxy Ring, I think, is going to be geared more towards health as well as well-being, rather than comparing it to a sports watch that can track ultra marathons, triathlons and so on. So it's still going to use sleep coach from within the Samsung Health app to show your sleep stage, sleep patterns, nighttime movement, skin temperature as I mentioned before, heart rate variability as well as resting heart rate during sleep. Or the other thing that I spotted at the event was the crystal clear case for the Galaxy Ring, so you can take it on the go with you, which I didn't receive it for the Aura Ring at all. And there's also this LED light surrounding it as well as a button using which you can immediately get feedback on how much battery is remaining within the Galaxy Ring. And it can also charge wirelessly, which I think then could in theory be used to charge from your Galaxy phone, just like you can on some of the Galaxy Bud cases, which I think is amazing. So I'm looking forward to charge the case and the ring on the go with me. The other thing to note is that it's still going to have 10 atmosphere water resistance, just like the Galaxy Watch Ultra. And with the Galaxy Ring on your finger, you can also control your paired Samsung Galaxy smartphone with a simple gesture. So it's like double pinching with your thumb and the ring wearing the Galaxy Ring. So you can do things like take pictures, turn off alarms and so on, similar to the double pinch gesture on the Galaxy Watch Ultra. Samsung are also introducing a Find My Ring feature, so you can use a Samsung Galaxy device to see the location where your Galaxy Ring was last paired. Now I'm quite excited to test all of these new wearables from Samsung on this channel, and I've already pre-ordered the Galaxy Watch Ultra in orange, the Watch 7 in green in the 44mm version, as well as the Galaxy Ring in titanium black. And make sure you smash the subscribe button so you don't miss out on my full in-depth and unbiased reviews of all of these wearables and all of those silly experiments and comparisons that I normally run on this channel. See you in the next one.